Who is it?
It's me, Dave, man. Open up, I got the stuff.
Who?
The founder of Hempfest, Gary Cook.
Yes.
Gary, this is Hempfest number 14.
Yes.
What made you get Hempfest started? How did this thing get going?
Moved from San Francisco, where even back in 1990, I lived there for about 10 years. Was very much unlike the Northwest here, where it did not seem very oppressive there and did not feel very much oppression until I moved here to Seattle, which I found this to be a very much, say, a Nazi state against pot. They were running Operation Green Merchant. They were running programs on TV here called Northwest Crackdown that I couldn't believe is basically Turn In Your Neighbor Night. You know, all three major networks were playing, and I was appalled by it. Found out that they were doing a little hemp gathering, something like that. It was at the Gasworks Park. That was called Peaceworks Park at that point. The Gulf War was going on, and they had a little hemp thing, and the guy that was running that didn't show up, and I was a little displeased. I'd had some work in production before, and so I thought, well, obviously we need to do something here, because I'm not going to hang with this type of oppression, and just started it.
How many volunteers currently do you have at Hempfest?
We have got probably over somewhere in between 400 and 500 volunteers all together throughout the whole year, you know, at least. So.
I was here last year, and one of the stats I saw was that there were 0 arrests by the Seattle Police Department or the Port of Seattle Police.
Yes.
That says something.
Yes, it does. Well, and it says something not only, you know, for you know, Hempfest in general, but just for the police. You know, things have changed, just like I was mentioning earlier up on stage, that you know, the police have become educated. You know, when I got into this, you know, 15 years ago, I barely knew that George Washington grew hemp. Most people did not know. Everybody thinks that information they take that for granted. You know, that's just known fact. It wasn't a known fact. It wasn't a known fact that, you know, hemp can outproduce trees in paper production. You know, Jack Herrera's book, you know, is something that really started off. I wasn't even aware of that in the beginning, but, you know, once the facts started coming out, you know, the walls started falling down.
Bring her out to me.
Okay. Walls of oppression, anyways.
Gary, recently the Supreme Court ruled against medical marijuana users. A lot of people said that that is bad for marijuana. Personally, I think that puts marijuana to the forefront. It was all over the media. What's the next step for the medical community?
Well, I think it's going to be going through Congress. I think it's going to be, you know, more of a direct route of, you know, getting them to put something on the table. I think, you know, a lot of them think it's political suicide and things like that. It's changing though, and that is the idea behind education. You know, learn it. You know, learn it. Don't just burn it. But, you know, the more people learn, the more the more it comes tumbling down. You know, we're making headway. You know.
Gary, thanks for being on the Marijuana News Channel.
Thank you.
I'm Jacob.
Jacob, what are you doing? And Jacob and?
Lindsay.
Lindsay, what are you guys doing at Hempfest this year?
We're selling glass smoking articles.
Okay.
Functional glass artwork.
Water pipes?
Water pipes.
Why would somebody smoke water?
Good buzz.
Of course, we're kidding. Is this your first year at Hempfest?
No, I came here a few years back.
Okay. And you're from where?
Portland, Oregon.
Portland, Oregon. What, if you just want to talk briefly about marijuana, people that use marijuana.
These are for tobacco use only.
Well, we know that, but if you two could just talk real briefly about just your personal experiences, not, you know, what you know, all this legalization or illegalization towards marijuana. If you could just talk a little bit about why marijuana should be legalized,
well,
or at least.
My friend Rocio was really sick, and it helped her a lot to smoke marijuana.
Yeah, we had a friend who had cancer. She passed away. She was 27, and I used to make her marijuana cookies, and they helped her a lot. She couldn't eat, and when she would eat them, she'd be able to eat, and she could deal and cope with life a lot better.
Was she, did she use marijuana prior to that cancer?
She probably smoked it sometimes, but
yeah.
not as a medicinal thing.
Not a big time user, for sure.
I don't know, one of the things that really gets me is all the plastic and all the waste and all the everything else. I've seen CD covers made out of hemp. I mean, marijuana is one issue and hemp is a totally different issue. And the fact that, like, we have all these paper mills and all this paper being produced in the world that's like, and, you know, you gotta grow trees for however long, 100 years, when you can grow an acre of hemp in 6 months, and it just doesn't seem...
More pulp for paper per acre than trees, so...
It's just kind of unfair, and the paper companies and the tree companies, I don't know who it is, but people don't want hemp legal, and hemp, you can't even get high on it. It's ridiculous.
Here's another stat for you. The Center for Disease Control, 65,000 people dead because of alcohol use.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, thousands.
In 1 year.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of drug use, I mean, like, they go on about what a danger ecstasy is to people, and I don't even need ecstasy, but, like, I have a friend who told me that some 10,000 people die every year from ibuprofen.
Yeah.
Ibuprofen. So, all drugs
do you use
can
ibuprofen?
be dangerous. Yes, I do.
Now and again, yeah.
Now and again, I've been known to use ibuprofen.
And it's legal.
Yeah,
But
all drugs are
thousands,
dangerous.
but thousands die every year because of
Oh,
this.
Yeah, I
young
mean-
kids can get a hold of it and totally OD on it.
Except
They
the only
do.
danger of smoking marijuana is smoking, you know, and if you use a vaporizer, you cook it, you eat it, there is no danger. And
Well, thanks for being on the Marijuana News Channel.
you're
Thank
welcome.
you. Thanks for having the channel.
What do we got here? We got the Leon Hendrix booth. You are?
My name's Woody. I'm part of Leon's crew.
Who is Leon Hendrix?
Leon Hendrix is Jimi Hendrix's younger brother.
From Seattle.
From Seattle, born and raised. And he's been playing guitar for some years now. Today's a big day for him. We're gonna rock the place.
So he will be on stage.
Betcha. Leon Hendrix Band.
Awesome.
His drummer I grew up with, and the bass player I grew up with too. We're all from Queen Anne Hill. Leon's gonna rock the place about 3:20 today.
Ladies and gentlemen, Leon Hendrix. What's up with this?